J-Man here for the weekly X-Men talk. We actually have 6 books, I think, to talk about. I had a really rough day. A lot of stuff came up, very busy. So we're going to do this in sections. I like to have one video for the week, but we're going to have 2 on this one. And I tried to divide this out with like kind of Wolverine and then other X-Men. So we're going to talk about Patch, we're going to talk about Wolverine, and we're going to talk about X-Force number 28 with this wacky cover. What's going on? Oh, it's just Kid Omega, relax. Okay, so if you recall, which I never recall because I think I read about 4,000 comics a day. So I'm currently I'm currently reading the old Doctor Strange comics because I saw Multiverse of Madness and I really liked it a lot. I guess I'm in the minority. Really liked it a lot. So I'm like, oh, I got to go back and read all these old comics. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm trying to collect 169 to, well, that concludes. And then it starts again with number 1 to 80, I think. I'm trying to conclude that collection. I've got a line right now on a guy who's got about 50 of them, 50 issues in a row. So I'm looking to hopefully get that. That's going to help me complete that collection. But okay, so Cerebro, or one of the kind of like Cerebro units, became like this sort of Ghost in the Shell thingy, and became sentient. And it's like literally eating people's like brains and like sucking up their powers or something. You know, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what people are thinking of this X-Force series. But man, I mean, I think this is a pretty damn cool idea. Like, it looks cool to me. It's a cool creature. It seems to be pretty formidable. So yeah, we've got this rubbish part, which is just Kid Omega being silly. It's only a couple pages, so it's like he's trying out different bodies or whatever. Anyway, so Wolverine's like, look, man, if this thing eats your head, it could get your powers, and then we're screwed. So then there's a little moment here with Omega Red. So yeah, that's fine. And we get back to the action, which is Domino and Wolverine are trying to track this thing down. I'm not going to show you every page because I don't want to spoil it too much. Don't read this as usual. Stuff here with the Cuckoos and Emma. And then back to action. So I like this idea. I like this format of X-Force, which is, you got a couple of pages of some character stuff. We had some nice character moments here with I think it was Sage and Omega Red. That was kind of cool, right? And then we get to action, and this is like a good balance for me. So because I want to see fights. It's X-Men. I don't want to see them, playing cards or something, right? Okay, so we get back into the action. Pretty good stuff. Some really cool stuff happens here with Wolverine's claws, which I won't show you because I thought it was pretty neat. And it ends off on a little bit of a stinger, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? So all in all, I like X-Force. I like this idea of this villain. I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, let's talk about Wolverine number 21. I'm going to probably say this was the weakest one of this 3 group that I'm doing. You do have Deadpool in here, which is great, and it's like Wolverine and Deadpool are running. This is the one where Danger appeared in the end. I love Danger. Danger's my middle name. No, I love Danger, the character. I think she looks really neat, and she's just kind of badass. I like that character from the Peter David all new X Factor, I think is what it was called. That was a great series. Unfortunately, I never got the individual books on that one. I did buy the trades, but I'm very happy with that series. I thought it was really cool, and Danger was in it, and I just thought, wow, this character is great. So yeah. So I like this book, even though it's screw it. It's not the weakest. I guess it's the weakest, but I still really liked it. So you got Deadpool and Wolverine running, and like Danger's just throwing everything at these guys, and there's a lot of violence in this one. This is the best page. Oops, I lost it. This is the best page of this white crap that we've ever had, where Deadpool just says, this is boring, this is dumb. I'm like, yes. Now this page does explain what's going on, so I do read those white pages, but not the other ones. So then Deadpool's going to see Weasel. He sees Maverick there. He's just getting some equipment. There's this garbage, which I didn't really read. And so it's back to him and Wolverine. So that, again, this has a very good ratio of like story to action. You got a couple of pages of some story, some dialogue, what's going on. And then we get into the fighting, which is good. Didn't read this either. Whoops. So Danger, there she is, man, in all her glory. I like Danger. Are they ever going to have that character? Or are they ever going to do a mutant movie? A proper mutant movie? Are they ever going to have... Firstly, are they ever going to have a good X-Men movie? Let's face the facts. We've not really had one ever. I know some people like X-Men 2. Yeah, the one where Cyclops gets knocked over the head and then is out of the entire movie until it shows up at the end. Yeah. When they ever do a real X-Men movie, it'll be interesting to see if they, what characters they do, but I'd love to see Danger like come up in some kind of thing. So we get a little bit of backstory here. I'm not going to bore you with that. Good colors, good art. It's pretty good. That's not too bad. We got Wolverine in the brown costume. That's my favorite Wolverine. Although I'm seriously considering getting the Madripoor Wolverine tattoo where he's in the black with the red belt and the shading over the eyes. I've got 2 Funko Pops of that. I've got the figure. I kind of like that Wolverine. That's the Wolverine I dressed up as for Halloween one year. And that back when I was like 16 or something, and literally nobody knew who I was. They didn't know. They're like, who are you supposed to be? I'm like, I'm Wolverine. And they're like, who's that? And I'm like, you guys are dumb. I was like, you guys are losers. You don't know who Wolverine is. Anyways, so yeah, they don't fight Danger in this one. So something happens and I won't tell you. You'll have to wait. So I actually really like this a lot. So far, so good. I mean, I like the villains here. I'm going to say that, and we'll talk about Patch right now as well, Patch number 2. I don't really talk about the writers and the creators, and I don't do that because a lot of the times it could taint the reading experience. I actually read a lot of these comics, well, all comics. I read 90% of comics as a fan, which means that I'm reading it as the story and I want to be excited by the story. Because sometimes there's creators out there and everyone has their favorites and everyone has the people they don't like. And the people that they don't like, sometimes seeing their name, it might taint your experience because you bring that into it. It's like a movie. If you really hate an actor or an actress and you see a movie with them and you're just like, I just can't, I can't, right? So with comic books, it's not obvious unless you read the names. So I don't read the names actually, and come to find out that there's a couple of comics that I thought, these weren't too bad, and they're actually written by people that I don't really like in the sense of I'm not their friends, but I mean, they're kind of goofs on social media. But I'm like, hey, you know what? If I like the comic, I like the comic. Ultimately, I'm paying my money for the comic. I'm not paying my money to be the creator's friend. I'm not going to retweet their stuff. I'm Canadian, like Wolverine. I don't, typically, we don't get involved in like these kind of political conversations. I didn't even know until maybe about 5 years ago. I didn't even know what leftism versus rightism or whatever. I didn't even know what that was. I'm very naive in that sense. I like to read my comics and just be happy. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm not going to get pissed off if movies like Eternals are garbage. Anyways, or that Moon Knight show, which was awful. Anyway, okay, let's talk about Patch, man. This is written by Larry Hama. So I saw Hama's name. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get this series. I love Wolverine. He's in one of my, he's like my 4th favorite mutant, let's say. Wait, 4th favorite? Yeah, he's my 3rd favorite mutant. What am I talking about? 4th favorite, come on. And I love Patch. I love stuff with Patch. I like the look of him. I like the white jacket, the thing. I'd love to see him have the dark costume with the red belt and the sleeveless. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I really liked this comic. I like the art here. I like the colors. This was kick-ass. So they're in this jungle, and Wolverine is just taking so much damage. So they're in this jungle, and there's these Russian guys. The plot's a bit messy. I'm trying to wrap my head around what's going on because there's a lot of factions involved. There's these Russian mutants who are up to something. There's these other Russian people who are up to something. There's Nick Fury, who's just like monitoring, and I don't know what he's up to. Then we've got this General Coy fellow who's like working for this one of the factions, and you're just like, whoa, this is getting pretty heavy, right? So I like this. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing, but like I like it if it's got good action and a little bit of a confusing story. I just like the idea that there's a lot of factions and we're trying to figure out what's going on, and Wolverine is in the middle of it. And I think those are the best Wolverine stories. I really like Wolverine as a solo character. I don't want him in X-Men movies, really. I would have preferred if Hugh Jackman did solo movies. Like, I thought Logan, if you count Deadpool as X-Men movies, then really the Deadpool movies and the last two Logans, like the Wolverine, the Japan one, and Logan, those are probably your best movies, and that's because it's about one character. The X-Men to me are a team. It's got to be Cyclops at the head of the table. It's got to be Beast. It's got to be freaking Iceman. It's got to be Jean, right? You can have Storm in there if you don't want to have everybody. Maybe Archangel, they didn't want him. Okay, fine. Maybe put Storm in there. Maybe put Colossus in there. You know, a couple of guys from Giant Size, right? But this, like, the rosters have always been weird to me, and they haven't treated the characters very well. Okay, so back to this. Yeah, I really like this. I like this jungle adventure style thing. I love the violence in this. Is like absolutely great battles here with Wolverine just kicking the crap out of people. It's really good. These three books were really good. And I know everyone's down on comics and saying they're trash and everything, and some of them are trash and some of them are real trash. They're real awful. But I'm one of those guys who's going to judge every book on its own. If I thought Marauders issue 1 was a piece of garbage, it's like maybe Marauders 2 is going to bring it around. You know, who knows? MCU, I've been so down. Like Black Widow was not very good. I didn't think it was that great. What was the other one? Shang-Chi was okay. I kind of like Shang-Chi as a fun movie. It's not really the comics, but I really love Doctor Strange too. And I don't think it has any of the problems that a lot of people are complaining about. I really liked it, and maybe there's a couple of nitpicky things that I didn't like, but otherwise I really liked it. I absolutely hated Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I hated the What If thing. I hated Moon Knight. Like, I thought Hawkeye was like okay. I liked WandaVision. I watched WandaVision twice. So, I don't know. I'm a Scarlet Witch fan. And Vision, obviously, I've got my little collection over there of Vision and Scarlet Witch stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to call it as I see it. If I think a comic book sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. And I've said a few of them have sucked and I've gotten heat for it. But I'm telling you it's good. Listen, I'm praising these comics, right? So not every new comic that comes out is bad. So I'm a bit tired of that argument. But on the other hand, the ones that are bad, right? I'm not going to pretend they're good. And I've canceled and stopped so many comics dead tracks. That Iron Man series, I think I like issue 3. I don't know if they rebooted it already. I read up to 3 issues. I'm like, I'm done. This is garbage. And it is what it is. So, yeah, I like this one a lot. Like some good pages here. So, yeah, let me know what you thought, guys, of these 3 books. The ones that I have to do still are, let me see here. I got X-Men Red, number 2. I think I liked X-Men Red, number 1, if I remember correctly. There should be a few other ones. Why am I not seeing these? These should be in alphabetical order. I picked up Savage Avengers. Oh, New Mutants. That's right. Wow, New Mutants. That hasn't come out in a while, it seems. And Immortal X-Men. Yeah, so those are the ones. Did I like Immortal X-Men number 1? I think maybe I did. That was with Storm or something, right? Yeah, I think I remember thinking it was okay. So again, my memory is not great for a lot of this stuff. I'm reading the comic, and am I excited about that issue? Yes or no? That's it. That's all I can do. So one thing for sure is that you are going to get my absolute honest opinion based on that comic. I have no agenda whatsoever, and I don't care. I don't care about any of that stuff. I care about the comic book. I did have some of these in physical editions, but I use my iPad. It's just easier. I don't care. I'm paying my money for the comic. I'm not friends with any of these writers. I'm not enemies with any of these writers. I don't care. I don't care what they say on social media. I don't follow any of these people. I follow like Jean-Claude Van Damme and, like, Dolph Lundgren and stuff like that, right? So that's it. Okay, guys, I'm streaming tonight on the Action Elite. We're going to be talking about The Northman, which was a fantastic movie. So we're going to break that down tonight in about a couple of hours from now. So 8 p.m. Eastern time. So give us a look. And I'm going to be I should be streaming again tomorrow, but it'll be wrestling related, so not comic book related. The next comic book related stream is probably on Friday, and that's where we're going to talk about some 90s comics. But anyways, guys, if you enjoy what you're seeing, give me a like, give me a sub. I'm seeing that my algorithm is saying that like 70% of my viewers are not subscribers, which I didn't even know you could even check that because I'm so naive about this stuff. But so yeah, give me a like and a sub, man. I appreciate it. All right, guys, take care.